I am Josh Kirby. So glad you are with us. And I am pleased to be joined by first year player Shenandoah Hornets soccer, but she's made an impact in this area with James Wood girls soccer, McKenna Newcome. McKenna, first and foremost, great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, so overall, before we get into some of the recent games, just so far your season at Shenandoah, halfway through, sort of getting into the bulk of the ODAC conference games. How's your season going just for you in general as a first year and you're already starting to make some sort of impact?
Yeah, it's definitely been great so far. Been adjusting to the speed of play, the physicality, obviously very different from going from high school and travel soccer to playing against, girls 24, 23, 25 years old. So just kind of adjusting to the speed of play, stuff like that. It's been great so far. We have a great team here, support system. We work hard at practice, we grind, and I'm just excited to see what we do this year in ODAC play as we get into, all of our big games here.
Take me through what it's like going from high school to travel into college, sort of some of the specifics you've noticed that really stand out to you, because I know the game of soccer is similar in a sense, but at the different levels, I assume there are some differences as well.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would say is definitely the speed of play and like just the physicality. I mean, every girl here wants to be here, wants to work, wants to grind. So that's just like a different level. And it's like all like-minded people all together. And it's just a really great atmosphere and environment. I think some of the things I've just had, like I said, getting used to the physicality. I mean, these girls in the middle, they're bigger, they're stronger, they've had 2 or 3 years of experience. So just being able to hold my own. I mean, I feel like high school and club kind of very set me up well for that. But it's definitely just been an adjustment getting used to it.
So just backtracking, James Wood Soccer obviously making a very big impact in our community, making it to the state championship game, obviously falling just a little bit short. But I know you also were dealing with some issues as well. But the community coming around and supporting you and then getting back on the field eventually, what was that like, just having that support when you were going through a difficult time and you weren't able to get out there and contribute on the soccer field, but at the same time being a leader to your other teammates on the field?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, speaking for the whole entire community, not even just James Wood, like just everyone coming together, like those days in the hospital, they were hard, but having the support I had of visitors, people around me, just like the uplifting positive vibes, like really just helped me be able to have confidence in myself that I was going to get through that, and then being able to come back. Being able to come back at all was just huge for me. Like, yeah, being able I came straight into high school season, so having the girls with me, I mean, those are my best friends still. So just having that support system, the AD at James Wood was great with everything, figuring out logistics, everything. It was just having that, knowing I don't have to worry about other things and being able to focus on like getting myself better and not having to worry about the extra things was just amazing. And then being able to make that state run, that was just like the cherry on top of everything. Like just we worked through so much adversity through the whole entire season. I mean, I had my ups and downs, bad days, good days, but just being able to at the end of the season say, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to play soccer. So being able to be here with this group of girls and then being able to play at the next level, it's just been amazing. And I'm grateful every day for everyone and being able to do what I do.
So, looking now, sort of give me your take on, you played at James Wood, you played travel, you come to Shenandoah, still sort of the local scene. Is it pretty weird that you're playing college soccer, but locally in the area and still instead of somewhere else farther away? Or what's that like?
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's weird because I have a like I'll walk around campus and I'll be like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And my teammates will be like, "How do you know so many people?" And I'm like, "It's just Winchester. Like, you have to be here to understand, like, just how everybody's there for each other." But I would say there's not as many people here, like, student-wise, as you would think. Like, there's people coming in from all different states, everything like that. So, just being able to see, like, a different perspective, I guess, because I've always been like, oh, Shenandoah, it's in Winchester, it's in my backyard. But being here and being able to see just how the different opportunities we have here and like just the community that we have at Shenandoah, it's great. And I love going to the games and seeing my big family section and community section. And my teammates are like, oh, where's your parents every time? They go give them a hug. So it's just great to have that extra support while I'm still going through adversity and battling through stuff. So it's definitely been great being able to go home some too when I've had like a rough day or something and being able to see my sister all the time. So it's been great so far.
Absolutely. So, yeah, looking at sort of the overall so far soccer team, looking pretty good. I know Shenandoah Hornets women's soccer has a rich history of great success across the board, but just looking at this season, most recently, you had an assist in the game against Eastern Mennonite, and before that, 2 goals in a 3-0 victory against Averett. I mean, just two of the most recent ones, but just in your mind, just your gameplay, it seems like you're going out there and making an impact when needed out there on the pitch. So, what is that like? What are you seeing in that moment and sort of getting that success?
hmm I think every game we have, Coach Pike says you don't just want to eat, you want to be hungry. So that kind of mindset I've tried to have the last couple of games where, all right, I want to make an impact. I want to help my teammates and I want to help get the ball in the back of the net. So hopefully moving forward, we play a big matchup this weekend against Bridgewater. So our rivals here. So hopefully we can continue that kind of mindset going in.
Yeah, and just looking at the schedule overall, most of the ODAC games are down towards the bottom with some non-conference games on top. Just early in the season, take me through what that was like playing some more different competition before getting in to the ODAC. And I know it's your first year here, but I'm sure you've probably gotten a sense of how strong the ODAC conference is across the board. Am I right?
Yes, yes. So we played a couple of non-conference games that were very good for us. While we may have not have gotten the result we wanted, we played, I think, 4 or 5 top 25 teams in our non-conference. So just getting that exposure to see these higher level teams is just going to help us moving into ODAC play. Um, and hopefully help us as we advance to playoffs and stuff like that. Just being able to, all right, this is what we saw at the beginning of the season, and now as we move through the season, we're getting better and better, building up, and hopefully being able to make a run at the end.
And what is that like for you? Like, take me through sort of behind the scenes in terms of your preparation for a game from the beginning of the season to now. Does the regimen get a little bit tougher, or do you have sort of a routine you stick in? What is that like for you?
hmm I would probably say at the beginning of the season, I was still trying to figure out, all right, what I'm gonna do to get myself mentally prepared because it every game does matter, but especially the ODAC games. So we're very focused on the bus. We're have our headphones in, listening to music, no phones, just kind of like trying to lock in for the game. So I think for the ODAC games especially, I've been trying to work at practice. Speed of play is going to be quicker because everyone's playing harder, and at practice, locking in like even more than before. So just that little, it's just a little bit of like a flip switch. A little bit. All right, we're in ODAC play, conference play. This is when the games really matter. We don't really have time to try to figure things out. So it's just kind of go right now.
And on an off note, when you're playing soccer, you have some teams with turf, some teams with grass. In your mind, in your personal opinion, how do you adjust to that?
Um, I'm a grass girl. We had grass at James Wood, but I like the short Bermuda grass. I feel like I can get texture on the ball more and just kind of see the field differently. But turf is great too. I love turf. But I think preparation, we have turf here. So during practice, we're getting used to the turf. We played EMU, they had brand new turf. So the ball rolled a little bit slower than it would here at home. So it's just when we get to the field warming up, we're doing our touches, stuff like that. And it's just getting used to like the pace of the passes, how the ball's gonna bounce, like things like that. It's just a little adjustment. And I think being able to get to the field early like we do and being able to get some technical in just helps us, adjust to the surface we're playing on.
So again, as we touched on before, getting into the bulk of the ODAC, a big contest against Bridgewater coming
Mhm.
up this Saturday. Then you have Virginia Wesleyan at home. Just the whole stretch of the ODAC there getting locked in. I'm sure it's going to be a very great stretch for you all as well. But just again, just that mindset that you're in and the team is in. That those games are like must win. What is that like to have the team all together on the same page about that to go in and try to get a victory?
Yeah, definitely like I said before, like we're all like-minded individuals. We want to win, we want to grind at practice. I mean, practice yesterday was definitely intense and we were all kind of pushing each other. Like it's not one of those relationships where you're like, "Oh, I'm kind of mad at this person for pushing me or for doing this." It's just like if they hit you, they're making you better. So we're all very locked in with that. We have film we're watching, so we're going over kind of our opponents, how we're going to play, and it's just kind of all getting on the same page. So come Saturday at 2 p.m., we're ready to go against Bridgewater and then quickly turn around, lock in at practice after that, go over film again for Wesland and then we play them. So, yeah, we're all ready.
So three more home games left. I know you're on the pitch focused on playing, but have you sort of gotten a chance to look at the atmosphere around the stadium and what's it like at an SU soccer home game?
Oh, it's great. I mean, just having, like I said, the community support that I have, like my family, all lives in Winchester, like my extended family too. So being able to have that support here has been great. And then having, James Wood people and Winchester community has been great. And then we have a lot of students come out to our games and just the environment that it creates is unmatched. On Wednesday, we actually have what's called our swarm game. So it's when the other athletics teams come to our game and like it's supposed to be like a big all the students will come to our game, so it's just a little extra push for us and I think that will really help especially against a tough opponent like Wesleyan.
Well, you heard it from McKenna Newcome. If the atmosphere is pretty nice, if you want to catch a Shenandoah Hornets women's soccer game as they are reaching the bulk of the ODAC schedule. Again, McKenna Newcome, she came from James Wood, staying local, making an impact for Shenandoah women's soccer in her first year. McKenna, can't thank you enough. Best of luck to you the rest of the way, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you so much.